This guy is one of the smartest retirees to ever live, but not for the reasons you might think. Ronald Read went from working as a janitor and gas station attendant to quietly amassing an $8 million fortune, surprising even his closest friends and family. Now, anyone who grows their wealth to that level knows a thing or two about investing. And when it comes to building wealth, investing is only half the picture. Successful retirees and investors today are just as much about discipline and consistency as they are about stock picking. And Ronald Read had a strategy that made him more money over his lifetime than most hedge fund managers. He discovered a few things about investing that even the biggest players on Wall Street overlook. It might seem like a controversial statement, but most people actually underperform financially when you consider their income. A lot of money is often left on the table. You have to remember that the market rewards patience more than quick wins. So what happens when you bring simple, old-school financial habits into the mix? Before he ever became known for his fortune, Ronald Read was heavily involved in living frugally and investing modest amounts over time. And as you'll see, he found a way to use these principles to his advantage. I've closely studied Ronald Read's habits and have figured out the 3 main steps he took to build his empire. Let's get to the bottom of this. A little later, we'll break down some of his portfolio picks and the tactics he used. But first, let's do some quick maths. Ronald Read's net worth reached $8 million by the time he passed away at 92. To put that into perspective, if you saved $100 a month from age 20 to 65 with a conservative return, you'd end up with around $500,000. But Ronald didn't just stop at savings. He made sure his investments were working for him consistently over decades. Can you guess how much of his wealth came from pure investment growth? Almost all of it. Now, some of you might already know that dividend stocks and blue chip companies are reliable wealth builders. But there's more to this story, which brings us to the first step. Ronald Read leveraged the power of compounding. For those who don't know, compounding is essentially earning returns on your returns. Over time, this snowballs into exponential growth. It's affected by how early you start, how consistently you invest, and the dividends that reinvest. High-risk, short-term trades rarely yield long-term gains. But simple, consistent investments in companies like Procter Gamble, J.P. and General Electric proved to be Read's goldmine. When Ronald realized just how much his investments could grow, he stuck to a plan to maximize this growth. He did this in a couple of interesting ways. First of all, let's look at the types of companies he invested in. Ronald Read had a very intentional portfolio strategy. The majority of his holdings were in stable, dividend-paying blue-chip stocks. This meant he had income trickling in even when markets were down. By reinvesting dividends, he built a growing income stream that snowballed year after year. Essentially, his wealth accumulation resembled this pattern: small, steady growth with occasional spikes during market booms. The beauty is that this foundation grows over time as more dividends are reinvested. Ronald also leveraged compounding by holding on to his investments for decades. He didn't panic sell during market downturns. Instead, he viewed those downturns as opportunities to buy more at a discount. But compounding is only one part of the story. The real magic is in his frugality. Let's break down how Ronald Read lived and saved money. Ronald understood the power of living below his means. When most people think about investing, they focus on returns. But saving more and spending less is often overlooked. He drove the same used car for years, wore old clothes, and lived in the same small house for most of his life. While people around him upgraded their lifestyles, Ronald quietly built wealth. Even when he did treat himself, it was modest. This habit of delayed gratification is crucial for building lasting wealth. One of the most underrated financial skills is resisting lifestyle inflation. Ronald's discipline in saving and investing is why he was able to build such an impressive portfolio. But there's still one unanswered question. How did Ronald Read grow his wealth to $8 million without anyone noticing? Step number 3. Ronald invested in things that scale over time. Instead of chasing quick returns, he focused on dividend-paying stocks and companies that grew steadily over the decades. He didn't invest in flashy tech startups or trendy industries. He stuck with what he understood: established companies that provided long-term growth and reliable dividends. He built his fortune on businesses that didn't require constant oversight, making money while he continued his modest life. I think it's safe to say Ronald Read built an empire through simplicity and patience. And so much of this can be attributed to one phrase: respect your money. Thank you for watching this video. As a reward for getting this far, make sure to hit the like, comment, and subscribe. I'll randomly choose one person to receive a $100 Amazon gift card. For now, I'll see you in the next one.